Hello and welcome back to In Pursuit of. I'm continuing my conversation with Pranjal Modi, founder Titli, and he is in pursuit of providing a responsive, loving, and empathetic caregiver to every child. So, Pranjal, I am keen to know how you got into this. I know you're a CA by profession, and then what made you move to something which is so different, from what you started off with?
After pursuing my chartered accountancy, I was working with a currency research firm. And one day I thought that it was possibly not as fruitful a use of my time to help large corporates earn a little more money than they can. I shifted back to my hometown, Ranchi, and there we started CA coaching classes. I was teaching CA students, CA final, then CA inter, then CA foundation. And I realized that children just wanted their certification. They did not really want to understand the concepts. And it was painful for me to see that. So I kind of went down. I came to class 12, class 11, class 10, 9. Even in class 10, children just wanted, and parents also, not only children, wanted to just clear their boards. And I was really kind of grappling with this issue, that how to help them understand better, and that will eventually result in them clearing their boards. And then, Jagriti Yatra happened. So Jagriti Yatra is one of the largest train journeys in India. And there, I saw a very different India. I saw the rural India. I saw a very different side of urban India. And I met a lot of Teach for India fellows. And then I traveled possibly to 60, 70 districts across the country. That's when I realized that possibly the issues in education start way early as compared to what we think. And somewhere I decided that I'll have to move completely to early childhood. And that was also because of, a very, very, very good co-founding team that we had. And a friend who was there in early childhood. So we realized that the only way to transform education in the long term is by making things fine at the foundational level. We realized that the Indian government has very limited training programs or capacity building programs for early childhood educators. Like you have a B.Ed or a DL.Ed for primary and secondary, you don't have for pre-primary. And the way preschools recruit teachers is just by figuring out people who are near their preschool, in a nearby building, who want to work for 3-4 hours and who have slightly good command over their language and who can talk, are the ones who are recruited, not necessarily the ones who have any understanding of facilitating children. And understanding how children grow and learn. And that's where we realize that there's a need for a program which is certified, which can be scaled up, which is also frugal, and which respects the time of these women and can also guarantee them an employment.
Schools do ensure that the pre-primary teachers go through a nursery training of nursery teachers.
NTT. So NTT is, a program that exists in the country, but it is not certified by the government or recognized by the government.
Really?
Everyone has their version of NTT. So I know organizations who give a NTT certification in 2 days, in the name of a 2-month or a 6-month training. So it's just a nursery teacher training program. And there are so many organizations who really mislead these aspirational early childhood educators in the name of government certified, government recognized certification. But actually there is no government recognition in the case of a nursery teacher's training.
There's no one central body that monitors people?
Not a central body that monitors entity, no. So you have the Association of Montessori International,
right,
which kind of certifies, but those programs are very limited.
Right.
And also they are fairly expensive and very intense.
Right.
And also, I think it's an issue with the pay scale, because in India, preschool teachers get, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 rupees. So they can't afford a very, expensive course. And that's also the reason a lot of these organizations have come up, where schools demand a certification. So then these just provide you a certification, giving you a very limited kind of set of training. That's really sad. And that's where we decided that we'll create and we'll help government adopt and create a certification that will provide a very standard set of rules and regulations and a training outline and assessment framework for teachers who will want to be placed with preschools. And I'm very happy to say that in 2022 the government adopted our program. It's called the Preschool and Daycare Facilitator. And now the government has a skill development program certified by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship to help women, to help anyone actually become preschool teachers. It's a short program. It's a 3-month program which has a training and internship.
Lovely. That's really fantastic. Congratulations. And I'm
Thank you so
happy
much.
that there's such a course. So Pranjal, tell me, so if the government has certified the ECCE course, you said, right? So does it mean that it's now mandatory for every preschool to have teachers certified under this?
That's a great question, Aparna. So government is like a collage of many bodies and many organizations. Okay? And which organization certification will be valid also depends on which organization is mandating. So today, Ministry of Women and Child Development is not mandating any course,
Right.
which is the nodal body for the early childhood education ecosystem.
Sure.
We are now working towards trying to figure out a way to get the government to mandate a program. This program, which is now certified by one of the bodies of the government.
Right.
And the idea is that in order to mandate, the government needs to check the authenticity of the program,
Absolutely.
to check the reach of the program, to see if it works in all contexts. Okay, because even in early childhood, you have different philosophies, you have different kinds of preschools, you have different levels of preschools, very expensive, very frugal, and all of that. So if we are able to kind of also give an evidence to the government that this program that is certified by you is helping schools, helping children, helping parents in these parameters at this scale, possibly that is when the government may consider mandating it or recommending it, at the first level, and possibly then mandating it over a period of time. So that's a process, which we are pursuing right
I
now.
wish you all the best for it.
Thank you.
Tell me, if you're already working with the government in so many places already, so it would be easy for you to scale this.
Easy for us to scale this, and an evidence that this works good at scale
Everywhere.
are two different things. So we're working with 5,000-7,000 Anganwadis, right? India needs 1 crore early childhood educators. A slightly larger scale with evidence, possibly 25,000, 50,000 people trained, may give a little more confidence to the government and also may give more evidence to us that we can present to the government. The moment anything like this comes up, a lot of loopholes are also kind of discovered by people. So we will have to be responsible enough and foresighted enough to figure out and plug all of those so that this doesn't become a bane tomorrow. And this doesn't become another program like NTT tomorrow with that reputation.
So basically, the ECCE will be something that can be used in rural India and in urban India.
So it's actually being used in rural India. That's what we are doing with Anganwadi. So we are certifying these Anganwadis with this program. We are using it in both urban and rural. Just that we have started using it in rural very recently after the certification by the government. We have been using it in urban since 2015.
Fantastic.
And what we're also doing, Aparna, is creating a suite of courses and a suite of certifications to fit different job roles, different requirements of the early childhood ecosystem, because like every other ecosystem, there is not only one requirement of a teacher. You have main teacher, you have assistant teacher, you have a caregiver, you have a curriculum developer, you have a trainer, you have an academic coordinator, you have a counselor. There are multiple roles that the entire ecosystem needs because they are catering to at least 16, 17, 18 crore children in the country.
It's fantastic. Pranjal, really, I think you might have cracked something which is really, really needed. It's the need of the hour, given the number of children we have in this country, and
Thank you.
how much it's education has been such a struggle, for children to really understand. And yes, at the primary level, all types of things are being done. People are doing amazing work.
Indeed.
But this could just aid their work and help them even more, right?
This can aid them, this can help them. And also, Aparna, something that it can do is it can provide livelihood to 1 crore women.
Yeah.
That's possibly the thing that is not shown, because women today in India, after their marriage, after they have responsibility of household, a lot of women are not able to go back to work. And that's because they don't have the kind of flexibility they need in their workplace. And that's where something like this can come in handy, because these courses can help those women skill themselves and then work in those preschools. And as I said, handle their household in the evening.
Yes.
Work in the morning.
Be able to earn.
Yes, and also it's a very respectable environment. The men of the family, parents, brothers, husbands, don't have a problem. When you work in a preschool, then it kind of solves for multiple things. It solves for women employment and livelihood. It solves for children's education, and it kind of helps government to spend their money that is utilized in a much more effective way, both in pre-primary and primary ecosystems.
Very nice. So, Pranjal, tell me, what have been some pivotal moments for you, in this entire journey of 8 years now, where, what have been some moments, aha moments, where you said that, oh, this is what we could, or this is how I should do this?
I think, significantly pivotal moment was when we were able to test the Anganwadi model, with the 750 Anganwadis in Kodarma. And when we had that assessment report of 5,000 children, for the first time we saw that there was a clear difference, between 3,000 children who are going in a trained Anganwadi and 2,000 going in a non-trained Anganwadi, and that it can be done frugally, it can be scaled, it can be done with the ownership of the community. So just to kind of identify that there is a model that works was possibly the biggest aha moment.
Lovely. That's fantastic. So tell me, how have you transformed in this period from your CA days to now?
You have all the facilities and benefits that you have is something that should be used for for the greater good. Also, it makes you patient, because when you see thousands of Anganwadis and lakhs of children in those Anganwadis coming to the Anganwadi day in and day out, even when their facilitator is not very effective, in aspiration and hope of getting good education, getting good nutrition, and then one day they get good nutrition and they get good education and they feel really happy. And they continue to do it over a period of time. And then it kind of, changes the way parents, of these children look at the other Anganwadis, and then they start going and helping them, giving them advice, giving them help, suggestions. So I really feel that everything undergoes a change, but also that good things, as was there in this movie Wall Street, that good things sometimes take time. So it has, to sum up, it has made me patient, it has made me grateful, and it has made me very, very hopeful and positive.
Lovely. What's the one thing that you wish would change in the social sector landscape of India?
I think that, we in the social ecosystem attach a lot of value to what we do, but at the same time, we undermine the effort being put by large business houses, by the commercial organizations, saying कि अरे वो तो सिर्फ पैसे के लिए कर रहे हैं. I think there is this sense of overconfidence and air, which is possibly one reason that the ecosystem doesn't get the kind of funding or talent that, we are looking at. And I think if instead of seeing that way, if we just flip the coin and figure out how we can not only be responsible to the society, but be responsible to all the other stakeholders, including funders, because the money that we get is from that ecosystem, right? So I think we need to be a little more long term in our thought and understanding, and a little less overconfident and a little more empathetic towards other stakeholders as well.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Pranjal. It was actually really nice talking to you. And
Thank you, Parna.
you've made me very hopeful, actually, and very optimistic about, education in India. Really. Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you very much, Aparna. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be here. It feels a privilege. Thank you so much for taking out time and energy to put our story across to the viewers. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Absolutely. Thank you for watching In Pursuit of. We'll be back soon.